Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 12th Chapter, text number 4, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 15th of April, 1976, in Bombay, India.
Translation. The brahmacari should carry in the hand pure kusa grass, dressing himself regularly with a belt of straw, a deerskin garment, a bunch of hair, a staff, and waterpot, as well as the sacred thread.
Mekhala jinavasansi yatadanna kamandalam vidhyat upapitam cha dharmapani jasoditam. The description of brahmacari is going on. Here the dress should be as simple as possible. So, jina means deer skin. That is very essential because formerly the brahmacharis used to go to Guru Griha. In those days, the Guru Griha was not palatial building. Now, if you haven't got palatial building, nobody will come to different stage. But actually, brahmachari, the Guru also, they were living in the forest, and brahmachari used to go to the Guru Griha. And the deer skin in the forest is very essential. That's why if we take some blanket, we can spread anywhere and sit down. Deer skin, it is said that if you have got deer skin, you can sleep in the jungle, the snake will not touch you. That is the Grabbagun, the special effect of deer skin. Either tiger skin or deer skin, if you sit down, if you sleep, the snake will not come. This is also very scientific. Therefore, because the brahmacharis used to live in the jungle, it was essential. But on the whole, the shortcut is common. Not that gorgeous dress, very nice, very straight. As far as possible. Javatat, whatever is absolutely necessary, that is Vedic civilization. Vedic civilization does not recommend that artificially you increase your necessities life. And there is so much trouble. It's like nowadays in your country, the machine is there in every respect, even for saving your cheap requirements. So, this increasing the artificial necessities of life is possible when there is no higher thought. After all, we are thoughtful. We have got better consciousness in the human form of life than the animals. Our consciousness is developed. But because in this age, material world, we have no spiritual ideas. So whatever power we have got in thinking, we are trying to increase artificially material wealth. The idle brain is a devil's one. So, this is called anartha. Anartha means things which are not one. This is the distinction between East and West. If I can lie down, the Eastern civilization is that if I can lie down on the floor, where is the necessity of a bedstead or a cot? There is not. If I can lie down, resting my head on the arm, why there is necessity of pillow? If I can drink water with my palms like this, what is the use of any waterpot? Minimal. Spiritual life does not mean artificially increasing necessity. Nidra, ahara, viharata, even the most important necessities of life, ahara, everyone has to eat something. Ahara, nidra, bhayamai, punancha, these are bodily necessities. Eating, sleeping, sex, and taking precaution from danger. These are bodily necessities. But spiritual advancement means, as Rupa Goswami and other Goswami showed as example, they conquered over this. Nidra, ahara, viharakadi, vidito. To conquer over sleeping, to conquer over eating, to conquer over sex, and to conquer over fearing. Fearing, we are afraid because we are thinking I have this body. Vayam ditiyadi nivesatosya. The question of fear comes. If this body is there some danger, why you are fearful? Because I am thinking I am this body. Ditya nivesatosya. I am soul, every one of us, spirit soul, Krishna spirit soul. So, even after the destruction of body, I do not die. Na hannate hannamane sarire. But this realization we are lacking. Therefore, when there is some danger about my body, I become fearful. This is Dvitiya. But that does not mean unnecessarily we are exposed to danger. No. But we must have this concept that this body is temporary, even if it is destroyed, I am not going to die. But if Krishna likes to be destroyed, let it be done so. Where is the question of fear? That does not mean I not take any precaution. I must take precaution. But I shall not be overwhelmed, just shanta buddhi. If I think, just like in car, there are some little accidents the other day. So, although there are accidents, we do not care, because we know that because there is some accident, then we are lost. No? So, the more we become spiritually advanced, these things coming. Nidra, ahara, viharakadi. Those who are accustomed to material habit, at the time of drinking tea, if he does not get a cup of tea, he becomes mad after it, because too much materially inclined. But you have given up. You know that without drinking tea, I am not going to die. Why should I be unnecessarily take all these things? This is spiritual life. Spiritual life does not mean go on increasing your material necessity and you become spiritual. No, the minimum. Javalat separate, as much as required. We shall talk very measured things. That is spiritual life. That's a brahmacari taught. From the very beginning, he is taught to shortcut the necessities of life. Shortcut. Mekhala jina bhasansi jata danna kamandala. Jata means the bunch of hair. But you should not take care of the hair. Then automatically it will become jata. If you apply very nice coconut oil and with comb, you dress very nicely, then there will be no jata. The jata means don't care of your hair. If you want to keep hair at all, First of all, there is no question of caretaking if you become clean saved. So there are two processes. The brahmachari, either he is clean saved or he keeps his hair without any taking care. That is two process. Jata, command. Not that I shall keep my hair. Now in the Kali Yuga, the hair is very valuable. Life and soul. I have seen some of our disciples have seen is out of this camp immediately here. I have seen so many. When you are within the camp, very advanced, suppose, but as soon as he is one day after, he keeps it. Immediately. His so tendency is. Because in this age, it is understood that if you can keep hair, bunch of hair, not very nice, but simply hair is making beautiful. Lavannam Kesulam. Although he has no lavanda, he has no beauty, still he thinks I have become very beautiful by keeping hair. So, this should be avoided. In this age, of course, this is jata is not possible. If you keep jata, then when you go on the street for begging alms for Guru, then perhaps you will be chased by so many animals. So it is better to remain clean saved. It has no botheration, no taking care of the hair, no oil required. So, jata kamandalam vibriyat. Vibriyat upavita. But the sacred thread must be sacred thread. That is the sign that this person has approached Guru. The sacred thread is the indication that he is twice born. First of all, he was born by the father and mother. Now he has approached Guru, and Guru gives him initiation and sacred thread. That means he is under the care of Guru. That is required. Asadavan Purusha Veda. Unless one takes shelter of asad, he is not taken care of. He is vagabond. If one does not take shelter of asad, then he is a vagabond. Therefore, in India, we see so many vagabonds. No employment, no caretaker, loitering in the street, playing at noontime, no engagement. This is the defect because we have lost our own culture. Although this culture, brahmacari, grihastha, bhagavata, sannyasi, is the Indian culture. Unfortunately, we have given up. Varnashram dharma, varna 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, but simply giving up. No more Brahman, no more Kshatriya, no more Vaishya. No more Sudra, less than Sudra, Panchama. Less than Sudra means Chandala. Kirata Hunam, the Pulinda Pukkasa. There are so many divisions of Chandala. Panchama, they are called Panchama. So, the whole thing is topsy-turvy. Giving up our own culture and imitating the foreigners, Western countries, that also we cannot do very properly because we are meant for different purpose. And in India, one who has taken birth in India, it is understood that in his previous birth he tried to cultivate spiritual culture, therefore he has been given the opportunity to take birth in India. India is so far. But as soon as he takes birth, the rascal leader spoils him. The rascal father spoils him. The rascal teacher spoils him. So what can they do to force on the they have been taught that the spiritual culture is useless because we are so much spiritually inclined. The foreigners came and they ruled over us. now give up all this nonsense, become technologists. This is going on. So, this will not make us happy. This is a fact that punappunachar. There is no meaning of giving up spiritual cultivation and taking to or imitating something. This is called anartha. Anartha means unnecessarily glorified. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for guiding us. Anartha upasamam sastras bhakti yogam madhukti. These rascals, they have forgotten their own culture. They have accepted so many anarthas, unwanted things. Take for example drinking wine. Is it very necessary thing? But drinking tea, is it very necessary? Drinking, smoking bidi, these are artificial. At the cost of bidi smokers, many millionaires are there in India. And in your country also, at the cost of the smokers, many millions. At the cost of the meat eaters, there are many, many rich men. So, the society is creating unnecessary entanglement. So, the Bhagavad culture, Bhagavad Dharma, which we are trying to spread, Krishna consciousness, it is the only remedy for curbing down this unnecessary so-called civilization. Anartha upasamam sastras bhakti yogam madhukti. This thing, practically everyone can see that you Western boys and girls, so many anarthas you practice, but as soon as you come to bhakti yoga, everything is finished. So this is a fact. Anartha upasamam sastras bhakti yogam madhukti. If you take to bhakti yoga, immediately anarthas, unwanted things, finished. Lokasya jnana. They are trying to minimize the anarthas. In your country, no, the government is spending millions of dollars to stop this LSD habit. The government has admitted that we are spending so much money, but when these boys come to Krishna consciousness, immediately anartha upasamam sastras. It is practical. The government has failed to stop this intoxication habit, LSD, spending millions of dollars, but by the grace of Krishna, the same hippie, the same LSD man, as soon as he comes to Krishna consciousness, he becomes completely free. Upasamam sastras, bhakti yogam madhukti. So, if you want to be peaceful, happy, you have to again bring in the Vedic culture, simple life and high thinking. That is one. If you introduce more and more anarthas, unwanted things, how we can be happy? We have to minimize even whatever we absolutely require. Absolutely require. Ahara nidra bhayana. It has to be cut. That is civilization, not that increasing. This is the misguiding civilization. Annadatham bhai rupaniyama. This is a civilization where a blind man is guiding few others and many others blind. So what is this? The leader, he is a rascal, he does not know what is the aim of life, and he has become leader. So many songs. When I was talking with Professor Patowski, I asked him this question, that after all you are required, you are in need of a leader. So you are being led by your Lenin philosophy, and we are being led by Krishna philosophy. So where is the difference in the procedure? You require a leader, we require a leader. That is the wanted. Without leader you cannot go. But if you select a bad leader, blind leader, then you remain blind. The power of Krishna consciousness movement is that you have to accept one leader. That you cannot avoid. Either you become communist or capitalist or this or that. You have to accept one leader. So, take the best, first class, perfect leader, Krishna. Then you will be happy. Otherwise it is not possible. Anatharva samam sat bhakti yogam madhakari lokasya ajanata. These rascals, they do not know how to accept lead. Vidyan chakre sastras samhita. Therefore back there is the most learned person, Vidya. He has prepared the Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Purana. So if you read Nityanga Bhagavata Seva, daily, so we are making so much effort, we are building nice building, so you come and discuss Bhagavatam, then you will be happy. Otherwise, if you want to go to hell, samabdaram jositam sangisangam, if you simply associate with the devotees, jositam sangam, those are too much fond of women. They are called Joshi Sangi. They are called Josita. So not only to become, it is condemned, too much being attached to woman. If one is too much attached to woman, if you make association with him, then you are also. Samabdaram Josita Sangi. Mahasevadaram Bhundimukti. If you want to be released from this unwanted thing, to become clean, Sattva Shuddhi, it is called Sattva Shuddhi. Tapo Dibbang Putraka Dinas Shuddhi Sattva. You do not understand that we are in Ashuddha Sattva, our existence is impure. Therefore, although I am eternal, although I am living entity, Nitya Sastram, still I have to suffer this consequence, birth, death, old age and disease. There is no braining. The Bhagavad Gita is said, na hannate hannamani sarire. After annihilation of this body, the soul is never destroyed. Then why am I suffering this destruction? Death. The whole problem is death. But they do not care. They have become so rascals and fools. They do not know what is the problem. The real problem is stop your repetition of birth, death, old age and disease. They don't care. That's an animal. The animal, they do not care. But the human form, if they do not care like that, they're animal. So this is civilization. How one should be conscious about his self, why he is put into this tribulation, Kiyami kano more jate tapotra. These questions should be there. Then answers are there. Then our life is successful. That is perfection of civilization. Not this nonsense civilization, keep everyone in darkness and eat, drink, marry and go to hell like that. This is not civilization. Thank you very much.